Hey y'all, we're back after break and we are going to make a beautiful seafood stew today. And I'm just going to tell you what we're putting in it, but don't worry about the amounts because I always have them down in the bottom for you. And also I want to let you know that if you don't like any of this fish, or if you can't eat, like I know some people with gout can't have shrimp and stuff like that, you can substitute any fish that you like and this stew is still going to be fantastic. So we're starting out here. I've got 10 prawns, and I just cleaned out my freezer, what I had left over, and I had 10 big prawns because my store had them on sale a while back, and so whenever they go on sale I buy them because I love them. And I had 10 of those left. I've got 10 sea scallops that I've cut up in this bowl, and I'll show y'all a little. And then I've got one, it's probably about 3 or 4 ounces of flounder, and then I had one mahi mahi fillet, and maybe 6 ounces. I didn't weigh it, I'm not sure. But when you're eating fish, it's really interchangeable, and you don't have to worry about carbs and all of that because there's not any. So this is a really good stew. This stew, I'll have to look at my notes, but I think it's like 457. That's not right. Hold on now. Jeannie, I'll be right back. I gotta look at my notes.
After these messages,
I gotta give people accurate numbers here.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring my notebook back.
Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
You're still recording, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I usually have all of this stuff in my head, but for some reason, I'm having a hard time remembering this one. But this recipe makes 9 cups, and it's 147 calories per cup and only 5.28 carbs. So, I mean, this is a good deal. And it's super filling, you guys. So, we've got the fish. I've got half of an onion chopped up, and I've got whole bell pepper. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got partial orange and partial red in here just because I like the color of those. You want to take a little peek?
It looks nice.
Okay. And then I've got 4 celery heart stalks chopped up. If you're using the longer stalks, you probably just need 3. But I always get the celery hearts, so I use 4. And I've got half a can of black soybeans here. We're going to put these in the soup, but we're not going to put them in bean form. I'm going to zhuzh them up in the little mini food processor and turn it into a paste and add that into the stew, and it's going to help thicken things up. And we're going to do the same thing with this bag of frozen cauliflower rice. And I'm not going to put it in until the end, and I'm not going to thaw it out. I'm just going to put it in at the end, and it'll thicken everything up beautifully. We've got a can of diced tomatoes that we're going to put in, tomatoes, juice and all. And I've got 32-ounce thing of chicken broth here. And you can add a little water if you want to. I have found I don't need to with the other stuff that we're putting in there. But if you want to thin it out a little bit, you could. And then we've got 2 chicken bouillon cubes. I've got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice here. We've got basil, dill, garlic from the jar, and then I'm using lime pepper, but you could use just straight up black pepper if you want to. I just like the extra citrus kick in there, and then salt to taste. So I'm going to move over here to the stove because I'm going to saute the onion, pepper, and celery before we get started making the stew, because I want all those flavors to bloom before I put them in there, and then we'll just start putting things together, and we'll have a beautiful stew in just a little while. Okay, y'all, so now we're getting ready to saute the veggies. I'm putting that jarred garlic, and if you prefer fresh garlic, honey, you knock yourself out. But I didn't have any, so I'm using in the jar. And we're just going to let it simmer with the other stuff over here. I'm using all of the onion, the bell pepper, and the celery in this saute because I want to get the flavors bloomed. We're not cooking them until they're all the way done, but I want to get the flavors bloomed with the garlic and everything. And I'm also going to use just a little bit of each one of our spices to season this layer, because y'all know how I am about seasoning your layers, because it really does make a difference. And so I'm putting some dill in here, and a little bit of the basil. I'm going to stir this up and let it saute. gonna put my lid on it. I'm gonna have to reach around Jenny for just a second. So y'all be patient with me. You always are, and I appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna cover this up and let it go for about 4 minutes until things just start getting translucent. And then we're gonna move the big pot over here to my big burner, and we're gonna start making the base for the stew and everything. This does not take long, y'all, and it's delicious and it's filling. I don't know if y'all had any of the snow. I'm sure some of y'all are still dealing with the snow and the ice, but they had us scared to death down here. Armageddon was coming with snow. It was gonna be the worst storm in history. We didn't get anything but rain, and then it got really, really cold and all the rain froze, so we had ice on the streets. And then the very next weekend, we had sub temperatures for us. It was 10 degrees actual temperature with the wind chill of 2. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm too delicate for all of that. So we stayed in the house, and I worked on this recipe, and I liked it so much that I'm making it for a video. And I'm still working on this gelatin recipe that I've got an idea for, and I'm trying to work it out for y'all, but I am failing miserably, and so I'm still working on that. But as soon as I get that figured out, we'll be making a video. I've got half of it figured out, but the other half is eluding me, y'all. So anyway, we'll be back when this gets through sauteing, and then we'll start making this stew. Okay, y'all, so this is what we're looking for with the veggies. Jenny will zoom in here, and this has been about 5 minutes of them on medium heat. I'm just turning the heat down a little bit because they were making a lot of noise. So I'm going to pull these off the heat, and then we're going to get started with the stew part. And like I told you, this recipe really is quick and easy. So, all right. I'm going to turn the heat back up to medium here. And I forgot to tell y'all that I'll put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in to saute the veggies. So I didn't want to leave that part out. So I'm going to get the stuff together, and I'll be back in just a minute. We'll put it all in the pot and get going.
All right, we are good.
You sure? Okay. All right, y'all, we're back, and we're laughing because when I put my pan on the burner here, I forgot the stove was on, so the pan was just getting hot while we were moving everything over, and I went to put the chicken broth in here, and it went psh. So we had to cut so I could put the rest of it in the pan off the heat because it was just going everywhere. I'll put it in the bloopers reel. When we're gonna make a bloopers reel pretty soon. I'll put that in there so y'all can laugh too. But anyway, I've got the chicken stock in here, or the chicken broth, I think. We're going to do the can of tomatoes, and these are just the Petite Diced tomatoes. You could use regular ones too if you just want to use regular tomatoes. And we're going to put the 2 little chicken bouillon cubes in here. And then this is the black soybeans that I zhuzhed up in the little processor. And y'all can see I kind of turned it into a paste. And all I did was add a little bit of the chicken broth to this to get it to go into a paste. And we're just going to put that in there too because we want that to thicken the stew up. Because if I can do things to thicken the stew up with food instead of the glucomannan and stuff, I prefer to do that. And this seemed to work pretty good because we're making a soup sort of stew. We're not making something that's supposed to be super thick, but it is very hearty, especially after we put the cauliflower in there. That'll help too. So we're going to let this cook for a little bit, and I am going to add in the lime juice, or lemon juice. I'm using lime, pepper, and lemon juice, and the rest of the basil and the dill and the rest of the lime pepper. And then I need to put a little salt in here too. And y'all salt, pepper, and put spices in to your taste and what makes you happy. I'm just telling you what I'm putting in. And I know that these spices that we're using are a good combination for this particular dish. So if you want to follow these, you do that. And if not, you do you, boo-boo. So this is we're gonna bring this up to a boil And then as soon as this boils, we're gonna put these veggies in. And then we're gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add our fish and our cauliflower in, and it's ready. I told you, super simple. So we'll be back. Okay, y'all, so the stew base is boiling. So we're gonna take the veggies that I sauteed earlier, and we're gonna add them in. So you can see it's starting to come together now. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to add the cauliflower rice in. And just like I said, it's a bag of frozen cauliflower. This bag's 10 ounces. You know, y'all, these used to be 12-ounce bags. Shrinkflation is hitting everywhere. And so I'm going to stir this up in here and let it heat up for about 5 minutes. And then the last thing we're going to add in is our fish. And we're just going to leave them in there until everything turns pink and pretty, and then we'll be eating some fish stew. Alright, y'all, so I've had the cauliflower in here for about 5 minutes, and now we're going to add the fish, and I'm going to put the mahi mahi and the flounder in, and then the shrimp and the scallops. And it usually takes about 5 minutes for the shrimp and everything to turn pink, and it doesn't take any time at all for the mahi mahi and the flounder to cook. So I usually do like 7 minutes just because I want to make sure everything does get cooked through. And the mahi mahi is the one fish that takes longer than all of them to cook. But I always want y'all to get a little look now, and then I'll show you when it's all done and the shrimps are pink and stuff. But see how hearty and filling the stew is? It is delicious. So we'll be back in about 7 minutes, and we'll be doing a taste test. Okay, y'all, so the fish stew is ready. I want to just let y'all see how beautiful that looks. All the fish is cooked up. The shrimp is all nice and pink in there. And the veggies, and you can't even see the beans paste that I put in there, but it makes a difference on flavor and texture. So we are going to boil some of this up. Jenny has not said hello to y'all today. And it's not because she doesn't love you, it's because she's been trying to keep up with me and my nonsense today because I feel so out of practice. But you can say hey now.
Oh yeah, I do love you guys. Hello.
And I'm gonna put some in each bowl. Jenny does not want to get on camera today, but I'm gonna give her a bowl of soup anyway, so she'll try it out. And I'm gonna have a taste test. And I'm making it up in 2 different bowls just so y'all can see that it doesn't really matter what you put it in. You want to come over here, Jean? It doesn't really matter what you put it in. It's pretty.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty stew. Alright, y'all, so we're going to do a quick taste test for y'all. And I already know it's good because I made it already. But I'm going to take a little taste so y'all can see. It's delicious. It's a little hot. Wow. If you like fish, you will love this fish stew. And like I said, if you can't eat scallops or shrimps or whatever, any fish that you enjoy will be good in this recipe. So I hope you guys will try it, and if you try it, I hope you let me know. If you're new here, please like and subscribe because it helps to grow the channel and the family. And we appreciate you. We love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.